Hi guys, welcome back to another day of Vlogmas. This is going to be a sit-down video. I always like doing just a few sit-down videos throughout like the 12 days of Vlogmas just to kind of like break the videos up between vlogs and sit-down videos. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I have my laptop right here. I have gone through every single book that I've read so far this year, which right now, it's like December 2nd when I'm filming this. I think I've read 59 books. So I've gone through all 59 books and picked out my favorites, my least favorites, and then I also have a list of all the books that I've DNF'd, so we're gonna go over those. I just realized I did not go and get any of the physical books off of my bookshelf. Do I want to do that, or should I just put pictures up on the screen? No, you know what? I think I'm gonna go get the books real quick. Okay, I just went and pulled all of the books off of my shelf, like at least the physical copies that I have. So we're gonna start with the 10 books that I loved the most. This is not in really any particular order, but it does have all of my 5-star reads. And then I don't even remember how many 5-star reads I had this year, but not 10. So these are my 5-star reads and then like my top like 4.75 reads, stuff like that. So to start out with, it's actually 2 books by Kristen Hanna, and that is The Nightingale and The Four Winds. I fell in love with Kristen Hanna this year. The Nightingale is my all-time favorite book of all time. So this is like the favorite book that I've read so far this year. I guess we still have a few weeks left, but I doubt anything will top this. I read this first. It was the saddest book I've ever read in my entire life, but it was so good, and it's being made into a movie, fun fact, with both of the Fanning sisters, Dakota and Elle. They'll be playing sisters, because if you don't know, this is about 2 sisters, and they will be playing side by side in the movie The Nightingale that comes out, I honestly don't know when it comes out. And then I also read The Four Winds. This is about the Dust Bowl and like the Great Depression. It starts in Texas, ends in California. A lot of people didn't love this book as much as like The Great Alone. I think I liked this more than The Great Alone. I really think so. It was a little slow in the beginning, but I ended up bawling my eyes out at this book too. And I really just fell in love with Kristen Hanna. I did love The Great Alone too. That almost made the top 10. And it honestly was a little hard to decide between this and The Great Alone, but overall, these are just works of art by Kristen Hanna, especially this one. Next are, and you're gonna see a trend here, there are a lot of books are by the same author. So the next 2 are Bride and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Fell in love with Ali, well, not fell in love with Ali Hazelwood this year. I've read her books before this year, but I fell in love with her supernatural books, her supernatural writing. For those who don't know, these 2 books are about werewolves and vampires. This one's werewolves and vampires. This one's mostly just werewolves, but this one only came out like 2 or 3 months ago. This one came out like a few years ago, but I ended up just reading it this year, and then I got Mate the day it was released. These are absolutely amazing. I think I rated this one 5 stars when I read it, and then this one was like 4.75, but the more that I think about it, I'm like, wait, I actually don't know which one I like more, so they're kind of just equal in my head, even though I did give this 5 and then 4.75. If you have not read these books, please go and read them. They're not for everyone. They do have some elements that people find cringy and just not fun to read about, but I loved it. I love these books. I love Ali Hazelwood's supernatural romances. I love them more than her like contemporary romances. So these were top 2 contenders. The next one is a book that I read on my Kindle, and that is Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I loved this book so much. This also came out earlier this year. I didn't read it right when it came out, but I did see it on my Kindle and I read it and I absolutely loved it. Gave this book 5 stars. The second book is coming out next year, so that is a book that I'm really excited for. The next one is The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I read the Carvel series last year, but then I only just now read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series this year. This is the second book in the series, so there's 3 books. This is the second, and this was 1, the best book in the series, but 2, it was just phenomenal. I love Jax's character. Jax is one of my all-time favorite characters. I love him so much, and him in this book, you see a side of him that is just so like, you just see a side of him, you do, that's like soft and almost like, I don't know how to explain it, but this is kind of like a all-time favorite for people. Like from what I've seen overall, the second book is the favorite for most people, and it definitely was for me. I love this book. I want to reread the series already. If you have not read Stephanie Garber's fantasy. Well, I think she only writes fantasy, but if you have not read her books, I highly recommend it. The next one I also read on my Kindle, and that was Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is the second book, and I don't know if it's a duology. I don't know if a third book is coming out or not, but this book also came out, I believe, earlier this year. And it's the second book to, oh my god, what is the first book? I think it starts with a P. Phantasma. I was right, it did start with a P. Phantasma was really good, but Enchantra was even better to me. I also think that this is kind of a, like, not low opinion, what am I trying to say? I feel like this is an unpopular opinion. I feel like more people liked Phantasma better, but Enchantra was just so good. I genuinely think about this book like weekly. I don't know why I do. I loved the characters. I loved everything about it, and I remember crying at the end of this book too. It was so, so good. Why do I feel like there is a third book coming out? I don't remember. I honestly don't know, but you should read that. The next one is, oh my god, I have so many books down here. The next one is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Another book that did come out this year. All of these books that I really liked this year, all came out like this year. This came out, I believe, in January, so it's been a hot minute since I read this. I loved this book. I feel like this was a hit or miss with some people. A lot of people thought this was like a filler book. I do see how it is. Oh, almost dropped it. It is a little bit thicker. I mean, it's like, what is it? Over 500 pages, but overall, I really, really, really enjoyed this book. I read it incredibly fast for how thick this book was. I usually don't read books that fast, but I did. And the way that it ended, I cannot wait for the next book. I cannot wait for the next book. And I just love this series. Overall, I'm someone who I've loved all three books, and I will keep reading the entire series. So this was another really, really good one. Okay, the next one that I feel like people are gonna be like, what? This is the most random book ever, and I totally get that, but I wanted to throw this in there because it is kind of a random and like surprising book. It's Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutanto. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. This is such a small, little, fun comedy, mystery, thriller book. I don't even know what I know it's comedy something, but it's just about this girl and her three aunts and her mom, and they have to like hide a dead body. It's just so funny. Like, I finished this book so fast. I was laughing out loud. I remember finishing this and being like, oh my god, I did not expect to love this book that much. Definitely not a very serious book, but overall, if you need a good laugh, you should read this. Okay, the last one for being on my like favorites list is House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. Guys, once again, I read this book back in January. I think I got this for Christmas last year, and it was the first book I read. Actually, this was the first book I read in 2025. Also, holding this, I'm like, wow, I can't believe how thick this book is and that I read this. I think about this book also a lot. I know some people don't love Crescent City because it is modern fantasy, and there's like cell phones and cars and, you know, whatever else. It's definitely different from what most people associate fantasy with, but I think about this book a lot. People think this was a filler book too, and I also get that, but the ending of this book I also think about weekly, and I cannot wait for the next Crescent City book. I personally love this series. I love it, love it, love it. I think Crescent City is a masterpiece. I really, really do. And just another book that I've thought about all year long. Okay, now we're going to go into the books that I didn't necessarily love this year. We're not to the ones that I DNF'd yet. These are books that I did read, but I did not enjoy. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 of these, and these are all books that are rated like 2 stars or lower, or like 2.5 and lower. And only one of them is a physical book, and it's the very last one. So the first one is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Don't know how you say his last name either. I'm so sorry. This, I don't remember what I read this book for. Was it like reading a classics video? I don't even know if this book is considered a classic. I think it technically was, which is why I read it. And I just didn't, I don't know. I didn't love it. I think this book is a little bit older, and I just found it confusing. Did not care for the story or plotline at all. The next one was Hello Stranger by Catherine Sinner. What's funny is when I wrote this down, I literally was like, I hardly remember what this book is about. That's because I didn't care about it. I do though. It's just about a girl who like, I think she like loses, or like she gets a concussion or something, and she loses the ability to like see faces or something like that. I thought this book was incredibly cringy, and I did not like the miscommunication trope at all. It just was not for me. The next one, and this one's kind of surprising to me, is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. I love Stephanie Garber. I love Stephanie Garber. I literally had one of her books in my favorite books of the year. Spectacular is it's like the 4th book, but it's a novella in the Caraval series, and it's a holiday novella. So it's based around like Christmas, and I listened to this strictly on audiobook because you can only get the book, I think, in hard copy, and I didn't want that because it wouldn't match any of my other books in the Caraval series. So I just listened to it while I was like on the treadmill and stuff, and I didn't love it, didn't care for it, don't even really remember what it's about. I feel like it was about kidnapping, and I feel like that's kind of odd for a holiday book, so it wasn't for me. The next one I actually literally just read, and I talked about this in one of my like vlogs that came out probably just a few days ago, and that's Christmas on Fifth Avenue by Julie Kaplan. I read this for my reading Christmas books for a week video and didn't love it. Didn't love it at all. There were a lot of grammar mistakes. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair so much. I feel like it's so frizzy. There were just so many grammar, I don't know what the technical word is, mistakes in this book, and it was really hard to read. And like the storyline overall, yes, was cute, but I just did not care for like how the book was written, and yeah. Okay, the last book that I didn't love, I have the physical copy. I also read this pretty recently, and that's The Tenant by Freida McFadden. This is my least favorite Freida book I've ever read. Did not love it. Thought it was incredibly cheesy. I'll honestly probably end up like donating this book. Just did not like it. The only thing about her books is that they're really easy to get through because I don't know, they just read so fast. But overall, this was not the Freida book for me. Okay, now we're getting into the books that I DNF'd. I actually DNF'd 5 books this year, which is kind of crazy. I've very much gotten into, if I'm not liking a book, I'm not going to keep reading it, so I'm not wasting my time. So the first one is kind of surprising, and that's The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I got this book, and I think I got like 100 pages in, and I hated it. I'm not even exaggerating. I could not stand this book. I did not like any of the characters. I hated Evelyn. I thought she was so unbelievably annoying. I just hated it. I literally hated everything about this book, and I'm sorry if you love this book because I know a lot of people did love this book, but I had to put it down. I could not stand it, did not care to go forward, and I'll probably end up donating this book in the new year too. The next one, it's by Freida McFadden, and that's The Crash. Literally don't even remember how far I got into this book or what it was about because I didn't care about it. So the next one is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This is another series that I know a lot of people love, and I had this book sitting on my shelf for literally like 2 years. 2 years. I got it on eBay for like $3 a while back, and I just never got in the mood to read it, and finally I was like, Reagan, you have to get this off your shelf. So I started it, got like 50-60 pages in, and I could just tell I was not in the mood for this kind of story, which sucks because is it The Shadow and Bone that has the TV show on Netflix? I can't remember if it's Shadow and Bone or like the other series that's like connected with it. Yeah, was not vibing with these characters either. I remember a little bit about what I read, and it didn't sound interesting to me, so I put that book down. The next one, I tried to read my first self-help book, and I think I was trying to do it for a video, and I don't even know if that video ended up working out because I ended up DNFing it, but it was Dare, the New Way to End Anxiety Attacks and Stop Panic Attacks. I was reading this on my Kindle, and I got really far into this book. I think I was like 50% of the way in, but the book just kept repeating itself so much. And it was so unbelievably repetitive that I was like, I cannot keep reading this. I feel like it did help me a little bit. Like I was understanding things, being like, oh, I could use that in my daily life. But overall, I've tried to read a lot of self-help books, and I don't think they're for me. And I just didn't like that one. The last one is one that I actually literally just DNF'd like pretty recently. And if you watched my reading Christmas books for a week video, you would know that I was having a really hard time finding a good Christmas book. So this one is Meet Me Under the Northern Lights by Mandy Baggett. Got like 20 to 30% into this book and just did not like it, which is really surprising because this book took place in Iceland, and I want to go to Iceland so bad, but I I just didn't like the characters in this. I didn't like how they were interacting, and it was, the vibes were feeling off for me. And again, if you watch that video, I've just been having bad luck with Christmas books, and I haven't really been enjoying any of the ones that I've been reading. Yeah, I don't know. I could not keep doing it. I wanted to find something else. So those are all of the books that I loved, hated, DNF'd. I'm really surprised that I DNF'd as many as I did, but I also had a really, really good year finding some of my like all-time favorite books, so I'm really happy about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite book of the year was. I want to hear it. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep seeing the rest of the Vlogmas videos. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.